Alright, hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Hollow Warden, and today, since I really enjoy making tier lists and I do enjoy watching some people crying in the comment section that fix your tier list, that's thing, that's that. I really enjoy that, not gonna lie. Thank you for bringing me joy. Anyways, I decided to make another tier list, but this one has a very beautiful and nice touch to it. I've been thinking that, I might be doing some overall tier list, but what if we separate things a little bit? Like, which hero is the best in his own class? So, like Vanguards, which heroes are the best in Vanguards? Which heroes are the best in Assassins? So today's tier list is for these four classes that For Honor has: Hybrids, Assassins, Vanguards, and Heavies. I'm going to go in details for each one for their in each part. The first part is going to be Vanguards, as you see. These are the five Vanguards that For Honor has and can offer to you. Quick note here. Again, it's important. Listen to it. Do not skip this one. These are my own opinion first. So you might have a different opinion. I don't care. Okay. If you think I'm wrong in some things, you can just say it with a reason, with some logics. And if it's logical and if it's reasonable, I will accept it. As easy as that. And the other important thing, do not skip this as well, the parameters. I'm assuming that for this tier list, you know each hero. You can take advantage of each hero's movesets. You know other heroes. You're good at the game. So you're not a casual or you're not a noob. Okay? You're a good player in this game. You're not even a casual, okay? You're a good player. You can react, you can do stuffs. So these are the things, the parameters that were very important for you guys to know. Now, without any further ado, let's start and keep the video short. I try my best to keep it short. And let's start with the Vanguards. Wardens in specific, I put him in B. I'm a Warden main myself, so I know this hero a lot. Warden, a good Warden play. First of all, I'm saying that for you guys who say Warden is not B tier, a good Warden player is scary. Very scary. Very scary. Why? A good player, a good Warden can beat any of these heroes here. Not only these, he can beat other heroes as well. Many other heroes as well. Without breaking a sweat. But the problem here is he lacks so many movesets that these heroes have that makes their life easier. As a Warden, you need to read every single time. Like your brain needs to be active every single time. You need to think and guess what your opponent is going to, especially if you want to play a little bit of defensive. Vanguards are the mix of two. You can play defensive and offensive with them. But Warden, it's hard to play defensive with him because he doesn't have that much of a defensive option. You need to maintain your offense, and for that you need stamina, which is another bummer because Warden movesets deal a lot of stamina damage to you. Like they cost a lot of damage. They cost a lot of stamina. But let's talk about the good things he has. He has the shoulder bash, the only good thing that he has. And this thing is one of the best tools in the game. And the reason for it is that you have the full charge, half charge, and uncharged. All of them are feintable. And all of them deal stamina damage to your opponent. And after the buff they made on the dash forward shoulder bash, which is 100 ms faster, he can now perform the shoulder bash after heavy punches. So each time you parry a heavy, you can go for stamina damage instead of just doing the lights. And after he lands shoulder bash, he can continue his chain. Doesn't matter which type of shoulder bash you land, you always can continue your change after the punish, after the relative punish that you make, like top heavy on the full charge and stuffs. A quick note: if you're a Warden main and you do the side heavy on the fully charged shoulder bash instead of top heavy, you're not a Warden main. Try to learn that. I'm just kidding, but try to learn that it's the top heavy. You're losing stamina to get the most punish. Don't go for the side heavies. That's the quick note. So Warden, like the shoulder bash of Warden is kind of slow too. Like I don't know, the nerds in For Honor needs to tell me that know the frames, times and stuffs. I feel like not the dash forward. Let's say they buffed it 100 ms. The dodge, the time between you dodge, like side dodge, and then perform the shoulder bash, like the animation comes out of the bash, like it feels eternity. Like it takes for eternity to do the animation. I don't know. It feels like that for me. For example, for Conqueror or for Warmonger, it doesn't feel like that. It's fast enough, but not for Warden. That's why he can get interrupted in many of his shoulder bash attempts, and he doesn't have the iframe, so you're going to have a lot of you need a lot of brain cell for this hero. He seems easy to play with, but he's so hard to master. You're going to have a hard time playing against good players with Warden if you don't know much about the hero. All right, that's enough for Warden. That's why I put him in B. If it was an overall tier list, he would be an A because he performs very good against overall all heroes. But against these guys have better options than him that I prefer. Okay, next one is Warmonger, solid A. You guys already know I talked about these guys a lot. I'm going to keep it brief. She has better, let's say not better bashes, but the bashes feel like at least faster than Warden. But the downfall of it is that after you land the punish, you will end your chain. But still, there are far more better stuffs that make her an A tier. The best dodge attack, the cancelable dodge attack in the game, that since it's a cancelable and it's guard breakable and it's a heavy dodge attack, it provides a lot of iframe. It has a lot of iframe. And you can basically, with just spamming it, like going for the dodge attack, cancel it, going for another dodge attack, you can have so much iframe. It provides so much iframe for you. And the other thing is you dodge attack and you see the opportunity to guard break, you can cancel it into a guard break and you can successfully get it. And another thing is on any parry, you can, if there is a wall near you, you can deal 30 bleed damage to your opponent. So after even a light parry, I recommend you guys, if you see a wall and you can't reach it, just go for the bleed attack. You can shove your opponent just like Lawbringer, and it actually carries your opponent for a good amount of distance. So you can kind of go for the ledging as well. And one fun part, if you guys don't know, if you ledge your opponent with this move, she will laugh. That's so satisfying. She will laugh. She will laugh at your opponent that, haha, you guys just got ledged. So yeah, these are the reasons I feel like that are very good. And also she has the hyper armor that comes out very fast. Like you can trade with any dodge attack attempt, which is awesome. Some deflects, you can trade with them, which is awesome again. Because she has the enhanced lights. So basically, you can maintain your pressure. So very good hero in my opinion. And very viable in higher ranks and stuffs as well. Kensei, a good A tier. I feel like Kensei is the definition of a Vanguard. He has both the offense and the defense. He has the superior block on dodge. He has a very good dodge attack. He has the soft feints that are, let's say, efficient, but he lacks against some heroes, like not heroes, let's say people that know how to deal with Kensei. They have good reactions, they have the good guess, the good reads. The reads are on point. You're going to have a lot of hardshipness against those guys. But overall, a very solid hero. Also, if you don't know, on the dash forward superior block, you get a guaranteed guard break. Be mindful of that as well. He has everything that a Vanguard needs, in my opinion. Solid hero to go with, especially in Dominion. Like, he's the king in Dominion. He have the hyper armor on the finisher heavies, not the top unblockable, the side finisher heavies that deals a lot of damage, so you can easily just trade with them. Especially you can soft feint the hyper armor into the unblockable into a hyper armor light, or the lights are unblockable are have hyper armor property on them. The finisher ones on the final soft feint, and the final soft feint heavy also has hyper armor on it, so very good on catching people dodging and dodge attacking. Especially the light actually catches people, unless they dodge it so perfectly at the perfect time. But most of the times, even if they try to dodge attack, it will catch them, the light. So, very solid hero, in my opinion. Raider, solid A. No-brainer kinda hero, let's say. Like, you want to be relaxed, just press buttons. Raider is your man. Raider is your go-to. The reason is the Storm Tap and the Hyper Armors mixed with basically makes him scary if you especially know how to mix them. But the downfall of it is, especially against heroes that have crushing counter on all sides, they kind of can option select crushing counter your guard break attempts, because sometimes you might go for the guard breaks in order to catch them pairing the Storm Tap. But all in all, a very solid hero that can deal significant amount of damage, has the neutral unblockable with the zone attack that can be soft feinted into the Storm Tap. He kind of has the dodge attack, not the best dodge attack, but the Storm Tap dodge attack, it's fast at least. It's fast. I like that one. And yeah, he's solid, especially playing with those unblockable hyper armored heavies and unblockable heavy. Makes him very special. Now for Tiandi. Tiandi is S tier because he feels like a hybrid to me. The reason is, like, imagine that none of these Vanguards have any dodge cancels. So basically, you whiff your attack. You need to wait for your inevitable punish. But with Tiandi, you whiff your attack, you can dodge cancel into a dodge attack, for example, or a dodge light, which has crushing counter property and crushing counter your their dodge attack attempt, which is awesome. You can always maintain your offense. And also on the defense, he has a very good dodge attack that is cancelable and can be soft feinted with a dodge with another dodge attack. Awesome hero, like very fun to use as well. He used to be so boring in my opinion, but after the rework, he just got awesome. He's so good. So basically, I recommend everyone to go for it. One of the best Vanguards in my opinion, because he has the tools that a hybrid has, and these guys don't have that. So, and he is a Vanguard. That's why it makes him so superior. And also, yeah, all that I can say, he might not have the unblockable heavies or stuffs, but he has the kick that can be soft feinted into a dodge attack, or you can just cancel it into a guard break, catch them dodging. Yeah, it's awesome. Like, you can just let it go and wait for your opponent to even raw dodge and go for a guard break, and you do the dodge cancel into a dodge attack and just iframe through the guard break. They can't guard break you out of that. Or you wait for them, you let the kick fly, your opponent just dodge attacks, and you go for the crushing counter on that. So that's the Vanguard. I talk too much. If I talk too much, I'm sorry. I try to bring some reasons to my actions here. So next one is the heavies. Let's jump right into that category. All right. Now, for the heavy category, all in all, heavies are basically hard-hitting heroes that do not maintain a lot of offense. They can't do that, but they have a lot of defense. They have a lot of health pool, and they can like take the damage and deal back far more deadlier hits than your opponent. So basically, you need to play defensive with these heroes, and some of them actually have good offensives. I will consider them as well as we go forward. Let's start right now with the BP. Solid A in my opinion. BP, like among the heavies, he is the only hero in the entire game that can actually counter deflects and jump attacks. Well, you're in the Dominion. You're like clearing the minions with the lights and heavies. You see a nice exclamation mark on your stance, on your indicator, and you will notice that, oh, somebody's jumping on me from above. So what should I do? If you were anyone else, for example, if you were a warden, you would just die. You can't do much more because you're in your attack recovery and you can't recover in time to dodge it. If you're an Orochi, you have some options. You can dodge it at least because you have their dodge cancel recovery. So, but with this guy, you can't recover any of your attacks unless it's a bash into the bulwark stance, which can counter any attack except guard break. So you basically, and after a light, you can go for it. After a heavy, you can go for it. So basically, if your opponent tries to deflect you, you basically do a light, immediately cancel it into a bulwark stance, and you basically countered the deflect. How crazy is that? It's so good. The bashes deal stamina damage, very good tool. He has the neutral unblockables, very good hero. The reason he's not S tier, because we have Varangian Guard here. The only reason is that he might have a very good defense, but in offense he lacks a little bit, and you need to really play defensively, but still a very viable and awesome hero to play with. You will have a good time with it in higher ranks as well. But all in all, you might get a little bit bored because you need to like pay attention to the defense more than offense. These are heavies, I mean, but not all of them are boring. Let's go to Conqueror. In my opinion, like good A tier in my opinion. Like, let's talk about it a little bit. The counter sucks. Like, the full guard counter sucks. The reason is, basically it deals 13 damage. It does not hit hard. For instance, you do the bulwark stance with Black Priority, you deal 23 or 4, I guess, something like that. You deal 13 damage with this hero. It's not acceptable at all, especially for a heavy. But the thing that will actually salvage and redemption is his redemption is that he has the chained unblockables that are infinite and chained lights that are infinite. Chained lights won't work in higher ranks because they easily just parry it, or at least they block it. But the heavies can actually like mix your opponent up a little bit. But there are people that can react to the flashing animation, the flashing indicator. So yeah, that's going to not be pleasant, but still a good hero because it will force your opponent to do something. And if they dodge attack you, you can cancel your attacks. You can even cancel the recovery and the heavy attack. With the full guard, you can cancel any recovery with the full guard. Even if you whiff the bash, you can go for the full guard. Very good to deal with assassins, especially. Heavies are very good counter to many heroes because you're playing defensive. You need to have counter tools. So that's all I can say about him. He has the shield bash on all sides except for the back dodge. Fast and deals 13 damage. Has the superior block property on that. So basically you can kind of superior block and then deal a heavy to, yeah, like I would like to say deflect, but it's not a deflect. It's kind of a deflect, but it's called a superior block. And yeah, the Black Prayer, I just forgot, has the dash forward heavy superior block as well. Just like Tiandi, it will act as a crushing counter, so not bad to have. And the dash forward heavy for Black Prayer, I've seen so many people do that because it's on guard breakable. And you can do it as an interrupter. Your opponent basically don't know what to do because it's new. They might like wait for a light animation, but they do not expect you to go for the dash forward heavy. And the good thing about it is because it's a blade attack, you do an attack, not a bash. You can cancel the recovery into bulwark. So if they dodge attack it, you can easily just counter them. And yeah, that's it. Let's go for another heavy, which is Hitokiri. I like to put her here, but better than these two in my opinion, only because of the heavies and the hyper armor that she has on the heavies that come out so fast after the recent patch. They actually buffed her, and they removed on the hyper armor on the lights, the chained light, but nobody does that, so they always do the heavy. So they made the heavies, the hyper armor come out 100 ms faster. So a very good hero. You can play with the heavies, charge it, half charge it, full charge. That deals a lot of damage. She's actually a heavy hitter, and you basically can do a neutral unblockable in Dominions especially. You can harass your opponent while ganking them. Solid hero in my opinion. She has the bash. It's uncharged, half charge, and full charge. You can play with the bash as well. And it's guaranteed heavy follow-up. Each bash, doesn't matter which type. So yeah, like, very good hero. Shigoki, solid hero, just like Hitokiri, a lesser version of Hitokiri. Absolute no-brainer though. Very simple to master. And that's very stupid, but his dodge bash, the dodge headbutt, actually has a very good iframe. I don't know why, but it has a very good iframe. It doesn't feel like it, but it has a good iframe on that. And the headbutt deals 10 damage, but don't be fooled by that low damage. He can constantly follow it up in his mix-ups. Like after a heavy, he can go for a headbutt. Or sometimes he does not go for the headbutt, he goes for the second heavy that can catch you dodging. Or he can half charge his heavy that catch you dodging and tries to catch you going for the early parry. So yeah, and he has the hyper armor on them, but not as effective as hyper armors on Hitokiri's, but still very effective hero. Viable in higher ranks as well, so yeah, good hero. Jormungandr. Fun hero, in my opinion. fun heavy hero. Uh, mm, has the dodge attacks, has the wall. The wall splat is so scary. Like, if you're next to a wall and you're playing against Jormungandr, you need to get away from the wall ASAP, as soon as possible. It's just like Centurion, because she benefits from the wall splats a lot. His heavies, his unblockable chained heavy wall splats, his heavies on guard break wall splats. So yeah, very effective hero on punishing you. He's a very good punisher, and a heavy hero needs to be a good punisher. We all know that, and yeah, I feel like he is good in that way. She's good in that way. There are both genders for this hero, so if sometimes I say she or he, don't mind me. uh, yeah, he can have infinite chains with the zone attack. You can like do double lights and do the zone attack after that, so you can like continue your chains. The zone attack has hyper armor on it, so basically if you see them dodge attacking, you do the zone attack immediately and you just trade with them. It deals 22 damage. That's good. That's a good trade in my opinion. So let's say A tier in heavies. Like, I don't feel like there are any B or C or D tier heroes here. Heavies are all good, like overall generally good, and they perform good. Although if it was a general tier list, I would reconsider many of these situations. But we are comparing them with each other in their own class, so they all are good, in my opinion. They all are good heavies. Another one is Warlord, definitely a very good hero. Boring but efficient. Very, very boring. Like, you guys know, the Warlord mains know that. It's a boring hero, but it's, goddamn, it's efficient. Especially on punishes, on wall splats, on heavy parries. He deals a lot of stamina damage. Like, if you're next to it, like while you're holding a guard break. If you let guard break go while throwing your opponent, and your opponent, you do not go next to the wall with your opponent and just push them into the wall, they don't get dizzy and get the stamina damage. But if you go with them, like at the end of the way you hold the guard break, you basically deal half of their stamina basically is gone. And they get dizzy, and they get like their vision gets blurred, so they can't see your next attack. So you can maintain your pressure. He has so much frame advantage. Sorry guys, frame advantage. Also very good counter on the full guard. Full guard deals a good amount of damage, 15 damage, better than this sucker here. And you can chain. His zone attack is not undodgeable. The best move that you can do with the zone attack is dash forward. Trick them that you're going to do a headbutt. The headbutt deals stamina damage as well, by the way. Do the headbutt. They try to dodge, and you immediately dash forward, do the zone attack, and catch them dodging. That's very good. And the S tier, definitely, you guys know it. You guys saw it coming. The Varangian Guard. Oh my god. The best full guard in the game, and there's a even better than Black Barrier. Why? He might not be able to counter unblockables or the jump attacks just like Black Barrier, but any other attack completely eats it. Like other full guards, all of these heroes, this guy, and this guy. Their full guard act as a normal block. So, for example, if Warmonger light attacks you, you're in a full guard, you will only block it because it's a superior block. They can continue their chain. So for that instance, she can chain it, for our case, she can chain it into heavy that has hyper armor. So you want to, for example, especially with Conqueror, you want to counter them with the heavy. They trade with you. As easy as that. You punish them for doing the light, but they trade with you. Same goes for Shigoki. Again, they can trade with you. They can trade with you. The Hitokiri can trade with Conqueror or other heroes. This guy, they can't do that because it completely blocks it. They actually get stunned after you block their attack. And not only that, she has some nice pressure with the unblockables, and also she has 2 enhanced lights, just like Warlord. He has 2 enhanced lights. She's much like Warlord, better version of Warlord. Basically better version of Warlord. And also she has the bash, which is much like the Black Prior's bash. You can delay it a little bit. You can, like after you land the bash, you can go into your unblockable follow-ups. She has the crushing counter property on the dodge attacks on dash forward and side. The dash forward dodge attack is so fast. God damn, it's so fast. So it's a very good option to close your gap. And she can soft feint any of his attacks except for the bashes into the it's an Oath Keeper, I guess. The move that the Full Guard has is Oath Keeper. The downfall of it is that the top unblockable is interruptible. So, for example, she does a light on you and then immediately goes for, and immediately after you get hit, you just spam light. You just smash on that light button. If she goes to the top heavy, you basically can outmatch her top heavy with your light, so you interrupt her, but not on the side. The least you can do is to trade with them, which is not a good trade in my opinion. But yeah, very good Punisher, very good offensive in my opinion. Like judging by the heavy that she's a heavy class. Yeah, she feels so good. Like I do not have PvP experience with her, but I've been playing with him in training. I'm waiting for the early access to run out and buy it with steals, because in a country that I live, it's a little bit hard to buy stuffs from foreign countries. Sorry guys for that I can't show you my true play style with her. And for the final one, I almost forgot you, JJ. Sorry. And JJ, the Wuling faction's heavy has dodge attacks. Has a heavy dodge attack that is soft feintable and feintable. Soft feint with a light that always comes from the left side of your opponent and the right side of you. And the Sifu stance that basically has iframe and you restore your stamina. So basically any attack that you do, you go into Sifu, and for example, let me give you an example. You do a heavy, you cancel the heavy recovery with the Sifu. You can cancel any of your attack with the Sifu stance. That's the power of it. And also you can cancel your heavies with the Sifu stance. That's very powerful. And I was saying, you with your attack, your heavy, you go into Sifu stance for a little bit of milliseconds, and you completely restored your heavy attack stamina. As easy as that. So he's very good on, especially in group fights, because she has that dodge attack and she has some very good feats also in the Dominion. In duels, he has the dash forward kick, like the low kick opener, which is good. He has very good dodge, unblockable heavies. He has the zone attack on the Sifu stance, which it's just like zone attack. It's just it's fast, but people tend to react to it, so don't do it much. Do it in between your mix-ups. All in all, I give him a solid A, let's say. Better than Conqueror, in my opinion. Might be better even than Jormungandr. It's very subjective, to be honest. I don't really care about which one is better, that one in their own row. So if they're A tier, that means they're good. So really, it's very, very personal, these putting these heroes together in this order. So yeah, that doesn't like say anything much about it. That's it for the heavies. Fortunately, I didn't miss anything else. Let's go to the hybrids. Okay, now we are going to talk about hybrids. First of all, thank you guys. If you're watching until now, I really appreciate it. You guys are wonderful. And be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed until now. I'm going to make some more stuffs like this, but usually I'm going to make For Honor content. So yeah, there are so many stuffs, guides, gameplays, and stuffs. If you're into those stuffs, consider giving it a like and subscribe if you don't want to miss it. And let's begin. Hybrids are the mix of Assassins, Vanguards, and Heavies. They have all of their movesets, and you can kind of like choose how to play with them. You can choose your playstyle. They are more fluid, and yeah, that's why there are so many Vanguards in this game. You see, there are so many Vanguards. You can choose because the flexibility of the hero is high with this class. So that's why there are so many hybrids in this game. Literally all of the Outworld faction are hybrids. Do I have all of them here? Yeah, I guess all of them are here. Okay. I'm paranoid. Starting with the Knights and Centurion, solid duelist. I'm mainly talking about duels in this game, so in this tier list, because I don't know much about the minions. So yeah, most duels. I don't like Centurion in Dominions. Like, piece of shit in Dominions. Like, maybe I'm very bad. I suck. You guys might doing so much well with him. But I don't know. His movesets are not built for 4v4ing or gank. Maybe for ganking, because like he has the full charge jab that can unbalance the opponent, which many heroes can benefit from that. But still, I don't like him in Dominions, but I really like him in duels. All in all, a very good pressure hero. Especially if you guys don't know, try it. Try to play with his heavies. Try to half charge the heavies, full charge the heavies. Sometimes just let the heavies go. It will trick your opponent a lot. The least thing, they just try to tank it and try to block it, which will open you up for more pressures. And it actually opens up to your basic and the most important tool he has, which is the jab. It's a little bit hard to get him go, like get him start his chain, because there are not so many safe moves that he has to start his chains, other than the heavies, like the dash forward kick. People tend to react to it, kinda, and the lights are not that safe, you guys know. So yeah, the best tool that you have as openers, guys, you might like say, yeah, I can like hold back and do lights, and then go into. These nasty stuffs are just for competitive players, like those who are in Grandmasters and stuffs. They want the win. This is so nasty. Like, this is not in the movesets of the hero. Yeah, that's why I do not talk about that part as an opener. You can always do that. It's viable, and nobody's going to judge you for doing it, because it's in the game and you use it. It's nothing. But I personally do not count it as a move set, as a thing, as a tool. It's basically cheating in some point. Like, not cheating, it's exploiting, something like that. Anyways, yeah, playing with the heavies, once you get into your pressure tools, your jab, it's so hard to get out of it. He's so scary in duels. And being next to the wall is so so scary because he benefits from the walls. He deals a lot of damage while wall splatting them. He deals a good amount of stamina damage, but his stamina pressure is not that great, especially when you get them out of stamina and throw them. The only thing that you get is 30 damage on the eagle dive, or eagle, I don't know what it's called. The dashboard heavy that he does on the downs opponent. Yeah, and another reason that he sucks in Dominion because the animation of Etienne, he says after he he dives on the jumps on the enemy. You're just open to free attack. So yeah, I don't like that one. But in duels, very good, but not very good on out of stamina pressure. You can't unless you just keep pressuring with the jabs and lights. Yeah, and like, all right, I give up. He's good on out of stamina pressure, but not that great, especially on the throws because only you get 30 damage. But you can pressure them before you throw them on the ground, so that's good. Our sexy bold man, Griffin. In higher rank, Griffin lacks. That's why I'm going to put him at B. A solid B, a very close to A, because I've played against good players. I might not be the best player and a very good player, but I've played against good players, and they react to everything that this motherfucker has. It's not that great, especially heroes with dodge attack kinda can like get away with the mix-ups unless you do the undodgeable lights, which he has on the finisher, light finishers. But if you do the kick or you let your heavies fly, which has hyper armor, unless they do a raw dodge, you can't catch them. The dodge attack will just eat your raw heavy. So yeah, not that viable in higher ranks, but absolutely noob crusher. Like the 50-50s crush any new player. And he has a good opener on the bash, the shove he has, but not that great all in all. Especially in higher ranks. Lawbringer, absolutely C tier. Like, they murdered this poor hero. Like, he was S tier in hybrids, even maybe in overall heroes, because like imagine that one heavy parry, and if you're next to a wall or a ledge, you will get wall splat, or you get ledged. If you get wall splatted, the follow-up top heavy that he does stuns you, which you can see the next attack, and also it will prevents you from regaining your stamina for a time. So it just put a stop to your stamina regeneration. That was so great. Like, the tool was so OP. And that was the only thing he had. He didn't have much offensive. He doesn't have it right now as well. He was the best counter in the game, in my opinion. Now he's just a normal hero which can be countered by many others. He still can be annoying with the unblockables. He has one of the best unblockables in the game because they're fast, and the timing of the top unblockable and the side unblockables are a little bit off. So, especially the top one, it's a little bit delayed. So, it's hard to, especially in Dominions, it's hard to go for the, especially parries, when you're not facing them. You're like reacting to the indicators on your left, for example, or right. They gave him the hyper armor on the second heavy, but they took everything else. Like, no stamina punish, no wall splat, or the shove on the, not shove, like impale. I think it's called impale on the parries. Only on light parries, which why you should do that, because you have the better option on unblockable top heavy. Still, he can do good with the counters, but not that great that he used to be. And there are far more superior heroes than him in hybrids. And yeah, they just murdered the poor guy. I mean, they could nerf at least the impale, because the impale distance that you could carry your opponent was a lot. They could kind of nerf it, just make it like warlords or warmongers. But yeah, they just I don't know why they did that. Maybe people were complaining a lot. Uh, Maybe, I don't know. But in my opinion, C tier, not worth to put your time on it unless you're so dedicated to this guy. He's your main. You love him. You can go for him. Like, as I say in every tier list that I make, doesn't matter the tier if you play good, because this game really relies on how you react. Your reaction is key. For example, if the guy tries to light spam you and you can't react to lights, you basically won. You're like a hero that has lights as their openers, only them. Just like a hero that we see here, Nibushi, uh, you basically win. So yeah, you don't need it. The hero does not need to carry you. You can carry everything you want if you have the skill. Highlander, absolutely C tier. Uh, the reason to that is he hits hard. Let's say let's be positive. He hits hard, like one kick, and you get wall splatted. You get 30 damage. You eat 30 damage from him. Uh, yeah, one. He has a deadly touch, but he needs to touch you to be deadly. That's the problem here. On the guard breaks, he can only get a light. Not good at all. When you throw the kicks, you basically committed to it. You can soft feint it into a grab, but basically, if you, he can only perform good against Warden, because, or like Conqueror, maybe. Conqueror it's again faster, has a faster bash than Warden, so you might not be able to catch them in time. They can go into the dodge bash and counter you. But you basically, the only hero that you can't be scared of is Warden, because you can, if he dodges, you can just grab them. He dodges your kick, you can grab them. He has good soft feints, like, not gonna lie, yeah, the unblockable heavy soft feint into kick, and you can soft feint that kick from that soft feint into a grab again. You can't have two soft feints in a row. His attacks cost a lot of stamina, like two mix-ups, and you're out of stamina. Basically out of stamina. But yeah, I mean, it's a balance thing. He deals a lot of damage, so they kind of made his moves more stamina costy, so he can't abuse it. But all in all, it sucks, to be honest, especially against heroes that have dodge attack. When you commit to your kick, you can't do anything. Yeah, if they react to your kick and do a dodge attack, they do not care you go for a grab or anything. They can just dodge attack you. So yeah, especially on the heavy and the guard break, you can't get anything useful. Only a light that you can like chain it. I mean, you can light a spam at least. The lights are fast. The chained heavies are fast, fairly. Not the starter heavy, but the chained heavies are fast and have hyper armor on them. You can do that, especially when dealing with the deflects. You can trade with them, but all in all, not performing that great. The rework they did, it might make him a very great hero, but not yet. Not yet. Valkyrie. I really like to put her to S tier. She's in duels. In duels, she is a solid duelist. Like, scary enough. But not that great. Maybe I because I see some better heroes in this category. I put her on solid A. Like, I don't think any other hero can like go farther beyond her in this row. All in all, yeah, you guys know the movesets. You can soft feint into the full guard, like full guard, and you can, when you let the full guard heavies soft feinted into full guard, you let the full guard go. You perform a bash which follows up with a light. Then you can, after that, chain it again into a sweep or into another heavy. So your opponent needs to respect your attacks. That's the important stuff. They can't crush and counter it because you can soft feint it into a full guard, which full guards the crushing counter, which is awesome. Yeah, you might say she doesn't have a good opener, but in my opinion, the heavies are good openers. The only downfall of it is that the opponent can spam heavies if they have a good reaction, a good read. They can like spam. I said heavies, guard breaks, and just get away with it. They can guard break they can guard break out of your heavy, or guard break you while they say, okay, he's going to soft feint it into a full guard. They guard break you in that part. Yeah, the only downfall of it that I've been playing with her against other heroes is that thing. They can like kind of random guard break you out of your attacks, because you basically solely depend on your heavies most of the times. Especially, but the lights, the final lights, the finisher lights, wall splats, which is awesome. But like, be careful on using that because the opponent is waiting for it when he's against a wall. So he's waiting for you to do that. So be careful on that as well. Oramusha B, in my opinion, not A, to be honest. He's fun. He's very fun to play with, but you can counter him a lot. He might be able to soft feint his attacks, recoveries into a blockade, which is awesome. You can counter the dodge attacks, but unfortunately, that's only that, because if they dodge it, they easily just guard break you. Like, you do the finisher heavy, you basically are vulnerable to the guard break. You do the ahoy, the hilt of the sword attack. You whiff it, they get a guard break punish out of it. So it's not that safe. It's not a safe move. But if your opponent is a little bit trigger happy and goes for the dodge attacks a lot, you absolutely can destroy them. And for some heroes that have fast follow-up lights, he can, I don't know if it's true or not. You nerds tell me, you little psychos tell me that if it's true or not. He recovers from the hit stuns fast enough to go into blockade in between your opponent's chain. So that's good thing to have. Like against a berserker especially, he can perform very good, but still berserker can feint it into a guard break and just catch you. So it's a mind game between you two. The good thing is the berserker can need to think. He's not very comfortable against you because you can't counter them. Yeah, he has a good counter tool, but yeah, he does not have that much of a great opener. The hilt is good, but still not that great, not that safe. The best thing is, guys, try to spam the zone attack, because the unblockable zone attack deals 30 damage as far as I remember. That's a very good tool. Okay, so use it. Use the zone attack. Many people don't use it much. Absolutely D tier. In higher ranks, the only hero that you're not afraid with this hero Nobushi is Warden. Warden is a good matchup against you. You can actually do something. But other heroes, no, you can't. You can't do much, especially if the guy is good on reacting to you. Basically have zero stamina pressure. The only thing that you can be annoying, like you can still win, but you have to work so hard, so hard. The only good thing that she has is the hidden stance. Like the hidden stance is a very good tool because she can chain that into a kick or into an undodgeable heavy or into a light. That light can be chain into another light that deals bleed damage. So it's good. In Dominion, a little bit better. She is a little bit better because especially when you mix her up with a hero that benefits from bleeding, like Peacekeeper and Shaman especially, she makes a very good combination there. but not in duels. In duels, she's just backing a lot. Not worth it to spend more times on her. Kyoshin, A tier. This hybrid is more of a defensive hybrid, in my opinion. He has the offense, but his defense is far more superior than his offense. And simple hero. Has good starters, especially the kick. You can mix it up with your attacks, and the most important thing about him is that he has the full guard that you can follow it up with 3 attacks afterwards. You don't need to be worried about opponents in Dominion, for example, interrupt you, because you can, anytime you like, you go into the heavy follow-up of it, which blocks all sides. Awesome. Like, they can't interrupt you while you're punishing the guy. That's very powerful, especially in Dominion as well. You can instantly go into an attack with his full guard. Like, it's so fast. Like, you can spam it. I tried it, and it works. Trust me, it works. Unless the guy is has superior, like, Jesus Christ's own reactions. Like, God's reactions. I'm exaggerating, but yeah, if the guy has good reactions, he might be able to at least block it, but it's so fast. Like, the animation is like so fast, they can't react to at least the animation. Maybe the indicator might help them. May God help them. A tier, Shaolin. My favorite hybrid, in my opinion. Like, he's my favorite one. Fun hero, extremely fun, extremely mobile. More of an assassin than a hybrid. He has that assassin vibe to him. Deflects are fun, good. He has the key stance, which is your main offensive tool, which you can cancel with a dodge, so you can basically go into a dodge attack or in a deflect. I really love that part because I like wait for them to do a zone attack, especially they do the zone attack a lot. Do a zone attack and I just deflect their zone attack and I say, wow, damn, I'm good. Yeah, it's so satisfying. This hero is so satisfying to play with. And he has the very good 50-50s. If your opponent likes to interrupt you in between your key stance, as I said, you have the cancel button. You can even cancel it, and you can cancel it with a dodge. You have both options available. You can cancel immediately, go into a dodge attack, or you can cancel immediately, go for the parry. Very good hero. If you know what you're doing, it's an extremely valuable hero. Zanhu, B tier. He has the unblockables that they are effective, especially in 4v4. Very effective hero in 4v4. I'm not talking about 4v4. In duels, if you're a very good Zanhu, you might be able to pull off a win, a fight, and stuff. So you can play with this hero. He's normal. He's very balanced. Like, to be honest, he's not that good. He's not that bad either. But the dodge attacks, his best moves are the dodge attacks and the finisher attacks. That the finisher lights are unblockable and the finisher heavies are unblockable. You can mix up in between these two to play with your opponent's mind. The dodge attacks deal 9 damage. That's not a lot of damage. And they actually, if you guys don't know, you can guard break it. It's a little window. You need to guard break very soon. But it's doable. Like, it's not vulnerable. It's not like unguard breakable. It's vulnerable to guard breaks. Which is funny, to be honest. I don't know why it is. But yeah. But you need to guard break very soon, like at the first frames, like very first frames. But still guard breakable, so that's a downfall. If the guy has a good latency and a good frame, he can basically just guard break you. Medjay. In higher ranks, Medjays are actually strong. so I'll give him an A tier. Two types of moves: the staff and the double blades. The staff mostly is very viable in Dominions because it has a very good trajectory. A beast in Dominion, guys. You guys know it. It's absurd. It's funny. It's so OP. It's funny. Like he throws a heavy, it attacks a wide range of people around him. That's kind of absurd. So, but in duels, most likely the double blade takes the cake, and he has some fast mix-ups of almost, yeah, it's unreactable bash, and the unreactable bash, the follow-up light deals 9 damage, but it's a opener, so I'll take that. It's a good opener. So yeah, good A tier in my opinion. All in all, you can do a lot of things with him. You won't get bored from him. Pirate, B tier, but better than these guys. I told you guys before, in higher ranks they can react to the unblockables, but in lower ranks she's better. She's performing better because she has so many unblockables, and low level players do not handle unblockables a lot well. But in higher ranks, like in duels, not in Dominions 4v4s, in 4v4s she performs very good. Literally outstanding performance because of the unblockables, of course, and she can cancel the attacks with her dodge. And the good thing about Pirate is that her follow-up gun attack actually prevents your opponent from chaining their attack. So if, for example, if a raider does a light, you do a dodge attack, your dodge attack lands, and the raider is hyper armoring through it. You do the gun attack, and the raider just stops. It will armor break them. So it's a very good tool against heroes with hyper armor property on their attacks, like Hitokiri and stuffs. Afira, you guys know it. S tier. This hero has everything. Crushing counter on all sides, crushing counter on both lights, first light and the second one. Like you whiff the first one, you do the second one, and you do the crushing counter. He has the neutral bash. He has that bash actually. The animation actually follows the opponent. So in the opponent, if they trying to get away, you can catch them. Amazing feats that deal a lot of damage. What can I say? You can cancel your recoveries with a flip, just like Shinobi, and you can chain that flip into a kick or into a heavy or into a light. So many options with this hero. After a light, you can chain that light into another light, or a kick, or an unblockable, or a raw heavy that off balances your opponent and wall splats. Oh my god. And a top undodgeable heavy. So basically you cage your opponent. Your opponent needs to read every single time you throw your attack. This hero is amazing in duels. Just go for her. She's a little bit tricky to get a hold of, but once you get a hold of it, like, it's a piece of cake. You can just smash everyone. So very good hero. And also the follow-up kick. If you land your kick, the follow-up side heavies will wall splat. And she has the superior block, kind of like deflect, just like Valkyrie that has superior block, but better than Valkyrie because not only she will prevent your opponent, because she does a bash after that. The bash prevents your opponent to continue their chain, so they can't trade with you. And also the follow-up heavy is guaranteed. First of all, the bash deals 10 damage. The follow-up heavy is guaranteed. And the follow-up heavy on the sides wall splats. And after the wall splat, you get a free top heavy. Awesome hero. Awesome hero. Ocelotl, A tier. And solid A tier. Very good A tier. Unreactable lights deal unreactable follow-up lights deal 9 damage, but it will finish your chain. But doesn't matter a lot because he's all in all a good offensive hero. I can't say he's a good defensive hero, to be honest, but in Dominion he shines more and performs better. But still, since if you whiff your attacks, you can still continue unless it's a finisher move. That makes him an A tier. Otherwise, he would be a B tier. For example, you whiff your bash, your first bash, and you can follow it up with a light. So if your opponent tries to do a dodge bash, you catch them dodge bashing. It can't catch the dodge attack, but you whiff your attack, they dodge attack, you do a follow-up zone attack. This follow-up zone attack has hyper armor property on it and deals 22 damage. So yeah, you trade with them, and it's a very good trade. So yeah, he is good in offense. Very good offensive hero in hybrids, and that's all for the hybrids. I feel like it should be like this. Now let's jump into the final category, which is the assassins. I'm trying to keep it short, guys, but I need to tell something about why I chose this hero to be A tier or S tier. Okay, so yeah, sorry if it's taking long. We're trying to educate something, at least. Okay, now the final part. Welcome to the final part, and thank you. You tolerated my very nice voice until now. I appreciate it. Thank you again. And be sure to look at something like that. Gladiator. So what are the assassins? Let's talk about that first. Assassins are fast attacking hero and very good and capable counterers, but they are not very good at defending. But they are very good at maintaining their offense. So you basically can keep your offense until your enemy stops breathing. That's the power of assassins. But they lack in health. So they have the lowest health pool among other heroes, other classes. But they are fast enough and they have so many tools that kind of make them untouchable if you know what you're doing. Starting with Gladiator, very good and capable hero in duels, not that great in Dominions because his attacks does not have that much trajectory, but still you can perform good with him. A standard hero for Dominion, not that great in my opinion, but all in all in duels a good A tier in my opinion. He might not he acts less assassin in all of these assassins that you see here. He is a less assassin. He is much like hybrid in my opinion. Like many times I just think why he's not hybrid. He has so many characters that in his play style that are very close to hybrids. But it's an assassin. He's an assassin. A good assassin because you can. You basically do not run out of stamina with this hero. You can like continue your chains over and over and over and over and over again. And there's a good reason for it because many of his attacks, especially the bashes I'm talking about, do not guarantee a damage attack. Like you cannot guarantee after you land a dodge attack bash or a dash forward bash or you deal a bash after you parry. These attacks do not guarantee you any damage, but they will open you up to unblockables, to light attacks, to toe stabs. In my opinion, the best tool he has is the toe stab and the skewer attack, that unblockable. He has the scariest unblockable, in my opinion, in the game, because if it lands, it will, as far as I remember, deal 1.5 bar bleed damage. Or more. I think it's more. And he deals the most damage from deflects, because the deflects are basically the skewer attack, the unblockable attack. So yeah, he hits hard. He's a hard hitter, judging by the fact that he's an assassin. But he hits hard. But as I said, he does not have that much guaranteed attacks. But all in all, very good out of stamina pressure, if you ask me, because of the toe step. The toe step, when your opponent is out of stamina, will unbalance them, and you can follow it up with a skewer attack. And while you're in the skewer attack, you might say, oh, okay, it takes a lot of time to perform the attack. If someone in a, for example, ganking situation tries to interrupt me, you can dodge cancel out of it. Easy as that. And another fun part, you skew your opponent and you think, okay, he's going to die, but he's going to bleed out to die, and I want him to die right now because I'm low on health as well. In between, not wait for it to finish the animation. In between the animation of skewer, because you can dodge cancel it, do the dash forward light. It will be guaranteed. It will land. They can't block it. So that's very powerful. Remember to do that, because sometimes you do the bleed damage and you might die before your opponent bleeds out. So be careful on that part. Peacekeeper, I like to put him in B overall. Although she's a good assassin, like especially after they changed the fact that you now can dodge cancel the bleed attack. So if they do the dodge attack, you can punish them for it. But another fact is she can't dodge cancel any other attack, which sucks, to be honest. I loved to have dodge cancel on every whiff. I don't know, maybe it's only my opinion. In my opinion, a solid B, almost A. You're going to guess against a hero with a crushing counter, because as I said, they're going to crushing counter option select you. They throw a crushing counter, you go for it. Many peacekeepers go for the guard break a lot, and like you go for a guard break, they interrupt your guard break, or you let the heavy go, or you do the top light soft feint, and they actually guess correct, so you get a crushing counter. So that's risky for you for a little bit. You need to kind of gamble a little bit, but not that hard. The favor is for you, because if you land the heavy, you can follow it up with a bleed attack, a little bleed attack. And the fact that the bleed stacks, it's very scary. The gladiator's bleed does not stack. So like you do one skewer, you do the second skewer. The second skewer deals less bleed damage, far more less bleed damage than the first one. But this does not counts for a peacekeeper or shaman or Nobushi. They will stack the same amount. So that's very powerful. Especially she gets the bleed on the guard break. Awesome. For the max punish, while you're next to a wall, do 2 bleeds, throw to the wall, do the dash forward heavy. Yeah, out of stamina punish, especially when they gave her the enhanced lights and the unblockables. When you put bleed on your opponent, you can pressure your opponent while they're out of stamina, so no problem on that side. All in all, she is B, close to A, solid B. Like, she is playable, she is good, go for her. But like the fact that she lacks a little bit, like I would like to have dodge cancels on everything. She can't cancel the heavies with the dodge, but not the whiffs with the dodge. So the recoveries with the dodge. So yeah, in my opinion, a very solid hero. Don't get me wrong. She might be B, but she's close to A. Orochi. Hmm. Hmm. Uh, I really like to put him to S. Overall, in my opinion, he's A. But in Assassin's category, he's a very suitable option to pick, especially since in lower ranks you can uh, still play with him. He's not that hard to master, and you guys know you can cancel any recovery except for the kick into dodge. You can harass your opponent. He has the dodge attack on all sides, even the back dodge. You have very good counter, fast hero, fluid hero. You can just maintain your offense with him. Yeah, he feels so good. Next one, S tier, Shinobi. The broken character of the game. Even in overall, I put him to S. No one can argue with that one. He's hands down one of the best assassins in the game, and also one of the best heroes in the game. That's why they banned him from official tournaments. The reason is the double dodge he has. It's so broken. Why? Because both of his dodges have iframe implemented on them, and also they have the deflect property on them. So you dodge the first one, like for example, Tiandi does a dash forward palm attack. You pre-dodge the palm attack. You basically just reacted to their dodge. You react to their dodge and dodge attack and dodge first before they land the palm. You dodge the palm because you dodged on a timing that they can't catch you with the palm attack. And you have the recovery for the second follow-up dodge that he has to counter his follow-up light. So that's why he's so broken. And also the fact that he has the 50-50s on the backflips. And also he can, after the backflip, he can immediately dodge and like catch your opponent while many people try to interrupt you while you're backflipping. You can counter it with this move. And yeah, that's awesome. Berserker, solid A. Yeah, as I always, I always like have a hard decision between Gladiator and Berserker, because Gladiator kind of can counter Berserker with his dodge bash. But yeah, Berserker is a solid hero. Let's say here, because he's scary. Even in higher ranks, he's scary. Although he doesn't have the superior lights, so if you block them, if the opponent is good at reading and blocking, if he has the good reads, you basically can't do much, to be honest. Especially when Varangian hero and other blockade heroes that came in, he has some counters now. But poor Warden, against Warden, you're going to have a very good time, because Warden cannot really. The only thing that they can do is to react to, and it's unreactable. The the feint into lights, so it's hard for them. But you can trade with the dodge attack with your heavies. You can feint your heavies, and the second attack you throw doesn't matter if it's heavy or a light, not the zone attack. The zone attack is the zone attack. It won't be hyper armored, but the others will be hyper armored, the lights and the heavies. So yeah, all in all, a very solid hero in lower ranks and in higher ranks. Another S tier, yeah, assassins have the most S tier, I guess. Shaman. This character basically carries the game for you. Unreactable lights, soft feint lights that puts bleed on you, and she gets the bite from the bleeding opponents, which deals 35 damage. That's a lot of damage, guys. And it heals her for almost 1 bar. And also any attack that lands, not blocked, lands on the opponent successfully, will heal her for a little bit. Yeah, very, very, very good hero for pressuring. The only thing is that they can counter her attempt on trying to bleed, like soft feint heavies with a dodge attack, because she doesn't have the dodge cancel on the recoveries. So you can't do that, but still you're gambling that, especially when you're bleeding, because after any guard break and any light parries, she can do the bite if you're bleeding, or she can do the bash and put you into a wall, which is awesome. She's a very good hero. You guys actually, not you little new players, no, not you, but because what's your like fault? It's not your fault. You're new to the game, but the veterans actually convinced me that Nusha is not an S tier. In my opinion, the only thing that makes her S tier is the traps deal a lot of damage. Like they deal a lot of damage, and for a move that has little stops to counter. I mean, you can counter it with the dodge attack, but still, she might like feint it into a guard break, feint it into a parry. So yeah, she's very good in that. So I put her on superior A, like A double plus. This guy might be A. This guy is A plus. Yeah, I feel like that's the tier list that I like to make. That's all. Thank you guys for watching until now. I repeat, these are my opinion from my experience in the game. You have the right to don't like my tier list, and we all know that nobody cares about that. But if you just like the For Honor veterans, actually good players, convinced me that yeah, this hero might not be the S tier because this reason, and I accepted that because it was reasonable, it was logical. But if you're just trying to cry it out, like you're free to cry for it, but don't expect me to take you seriously. I'm going to troll it a little bit. So, but still, thank you for your time. If you watched until here, I absolutely appreciate it. See you guys in the next video. Stay tuned and healthy.